Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? It's your boy, Blaze McCoy. Good to see everyone here. Real quick, before we bring the guests in, let's see who we got. We got Wally. Shifty's in the house. Rob Machete, Gregory Blakely, Monstar, Huey Brown, Huey Lewis in the news. Cowboy John's in the building. Yankee Southern Gaming in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Enchanted Raven Dog, great to see you as well. Welcome, everybody, to the first ever WrestleSense Podcast. We introduced you to the boys last week. Crushing Kelly and Matt Gary, good to see you, my friends. But just a discussion, friendly debate for the current state of pro wrestling. Me and the boys are going to attempt to bring some common sense, some rational reasoning to the pro wrestling podcasting. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. But before we bring on the boys here, keep in mind it's a work in progress. And I think we should have a warning first. What do you say?
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, let's bring on the boys. CJ Sensation, how's it
going,
brother?
What up?
Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Doherty, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Doc's in the house. And, of course, Big Ray, how's it going? The mother effing franchise. People? There he is. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing great.
We got a lot to talk about.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and about the nudity, I'm not getting naked, so...
yeah, the nudity, I couldn't really edit
Last time that happened, he ended up in the back of a cop car.
I mean, yeah, I probably did end up in the back of a cop car.
Just saying.
MSW, all the acronyms are in the house.
I remember a birthday from CJ Sensation that I had to drag him into a house with his pants around his ankles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sent me that picture.
Proof of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
It was great. How's your night going, Ray? Ray's like, here, this is how it's going. And then just him talking on his phone with his pants around his ankles like, it was the greatest thing ever.
I think they had dollar rum and cokes where we went out for his birthday.
It probably was at Todd's by the bridge. Yeah.
See, as you guys can see, we could sit here. We could bullshit all night long. These guys are great individuals, great to talk to on the wrestling level, on a personal level, everything. But we're going to do right before we get going here. We got a couple commercials here tonight. We're going to try to talk some sense about wrestling. But so our good friend Tony Lee Williams has a little sponsorship here tonight. So let's go to Tony Lee's Essential Oils. We'll be right back after this.
Tony Lee's Essential Oils. Lime for your body. Sensual lavender for your mind. Grapefruit for the mamas. Thieves for the daddy-os. I'll rub your feet with some celebration and some more sensual lavender for your mind. I also have other scents in my inventory. Tony Lee's Essential Oils. Come get you a rub down.
All right, thank you, Tony Lee.
Tony Lee.
Oils. And we're going to get right into our first.
I feel violated.
We're going to get right into our first segment. It's called Make Some Sense of It, where even if you disagree, we're going to try to make some sense of these topics. I saw Easy E pop in and out, but we'll be starting Make Some Sense of It in just a moment. All right, Ray, is that song ring a bell at all?
I actually couldn't hear any song.
Really? I heard it.
I'm not getting the actual podcast. I just get a break screen. Like, I'm the black sheep of the family over here.
It's a little mob. It's a little
the chat, the comments about the commercial. I'm dying right now. All
I
that's just regret and mortar oil.
I seriously feel like I've been violated by Tony Lee.
Tony Lee.
All I'm saying is we have more sponsorships apparently and more commercial breaks than a AEW main event.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Chris Phoenix, good to see you in the building. Jamar Games as well. So we got about an hour and maybe a little bit of overrun if we do. We may get a little visit from Easy E. It seems like he tried to pop in here and you never know.
What?
See, he's working a concert here tonight. Yeah, he's famous. But our first topic, we're going to try to make sense of it, and anybody can chime in. For the second segment, I'll pick two of you guys to go at it here a little bit. But the Demon Finn Balor, the booking, the fish flopping, and God breaking the ropes. Who wants to start?
Oh, it wasn't God. You could clearly see the cameraman cut the fucking rope.
Well, that's how they're selling it. Is God broke
God
the
told
ropes.
the cameraman to cut the rope.
Yeah.
So does anyone want to make sense of that at all?
I mean,
what sense can you make of something like that? They wanted him. They didn't want their, right now Roman's on a tear, so they didn't want to take too much away from Finn Balor, but they didn't want to take too much away from Roman Reigns. So they had to think of a way where it just went wrong for the Demon. I disagree with the way they did it, but they had to find some way for something to backfire onto him. So it made not only Roman win, but it also didn't make the Demon look like a total bitch.
Give the Usos a knife.
There was 0 sense in bringing the Demon back whatsoever because you knew he wasn't going to beat Roman.
Right.
So it was a waste of the gimmick. They've
killed the gimmick.
They've been start and stop on Finn Balor from day one.
Yeah.
And okay, they gave him the push to get the Universal title, first Universal Champion, and then he gets hurt by no fault of his own. We all know, Rollins. Freak accidents happen or whatever. But since then, if you look at the way they booked him, they brought him back in the lower mid card. He toiled away until he went to NXT, where in NXT, Triple H pushed him as the star he was.
Yeah.
He becomes a main eventer again, builds up a little bit, and then they bring him right in back to the main roster just to feed him to Roman Reigns. And I don't get it in the sense of I get that you needed a challenger, but why not extend the Cesaro feud?
Is it going to be like Bianca Belair, knock him down to let him build him back up again type of thing, maybe?
This is the problem. I don't think so.
Now he got drafted to Raw right away, so he doesn't get no revenge on Roman. None.
Yeah, now that they moved him to Raw,
we'll talk about the draft later.
I don't. It's been so much start and stop. The guy's a bona fide star. He gets over no matter what he does, but he's not going to get over if you push him to the main event and knock him down over and over and over again.
Right. It's not like he's going a chase for something. It's just I
just feel bad because it just feels like they failed him. And I mean,
how many other people have they failed?
We got some varied opinions here. Cowboy John.
Very true, Cowboy John.
We got the rookies are fun to watch in NXT.
Agreed,
except for that. I feel bad that Hit Row,
Hit Row.
Yeah, that match was not.
Legato, I think, would have been better to call up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Not to mention that we got a homie in Legato.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday very briefly for his birthday. I just shot him a text.
Awesome.
More Calibers in the house. Charlie sees all. Good to see everybody, man. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, share it out. It's going to be a fun show.
Here's the deal, in my opinion, when it comes to the Finn Balor thing. And it's honestly going to hinder anybody in the main roster. There is a lack of forward insight in the booking committee because it's not being booked by a wrestling mind. And I know we've touched on this before, but if you look at the best storylines over the last 30, 40 years. They're long-term booked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels storylines were all long-term storylines, you know, of them going through waves and waves of feuding with each other. The Austin McMahon, which changed wrestling, was a long-term storyline that built up over 9 months to a year.
Yeah.
The DX Stone Cold storyline, long-term booking. And they just don't do that anymore. Everything is hot-shotted because they run a pay-per-view every month.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I do believe that AEW's storylines seem to be so much more fleshed out, is because they're only running 4 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, quarterly, right.
You know, they build to those big stories. If you look at
MJF Jericho,
the way they built Hangman Adam Page up to come back and win on Wednesday night, and that whole storyline arc has been 2 years long.
Yeah,
well, AEW will get to a little bit of a review
insane
coming up.
Yeah,
but
I'm not even talking about the review. I'm just saying, if you listen to that pop, that was a 2-year in the making pop of them going, holy shit, he's actually going to get his shot.
At Kenny Omega,
and they should have done something similar with Finn Balor, where he was working his way back to that Universal title, but he just never did.
Create a wrestler. That's what our characters are called on our shows. CAW's create a wrestler. So he's going to make a Bret Michaels wrestler.
Let's go for it. That's all I want to see.
Make sure he has diabetes.
All right, so we all agree that, you know, the use of Balor is shitty right now.
There's no sense that you can't make sense out of that.
So let's go to the next one. Some people have already brought it up in the live chat. NXT 2.0. I call it Namegate. We touched on it briefly the last time. You got Braun Breaker, and Von Wagner. I heard Von Wagner compared to the lotion in the basket guy.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill?
Yeah.
So the Steiner and the Blue.
I mean, that would be a more entertaining gimmick.
I know, right? But what's a Von Wagner?
Him and Dexter Loomis would make a great tag team.
I think that would be excellent. But I mean, Dexter is doing it by himself. He's not even talking. So
I love Dexter. I'm not a big Indy Hartwell fan. People, you can hate me all you want.
I love it. I love it.
I'm not a big fan of her.
The Dexter Loomis character needs someone to play off of. Whether it was Cameron Grimes when he was chasing him, he has to have somebody to play off for that character to work. And while Indy Hartwell is just a means to the end, because it's Johnny Gargano he's playing off of,
right?
And it's done brilliantly. That's the most entertaining thing on NXT.
Good to see you. I agree. There we go.
And what you were getting at about Braun Breaker? Here's the
garbage. Just call him fucking Steiner.
Okay, here's the problem.
They're not going to do that.
They don't want to associate with any of this.
Yeah,
the Steiner Breaker is literally a captivating character. He was the main reason I've been excited about NXT. Like, he's great in the ring. He has charisma. You want to watch him. He looks like a star. So let's hotshot him to the title. Again, no damn sense. Short-term thinking. This is a guy who should run through everybody, who should end up with a run with a North American title, and who should have your Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan moment where he finally goes title for title with Ciampa 6 months, 9 months down the line. Yeah. No, let's push it for next week. Why not?
Yeah. Halloween Havoc, you mean?
We don't have Easy E here to buck what we said last podcast, which is some of these things may be getting hot-shotted, made quicker. Hey, it's a response to AEW in a way.
I don't even think it's a response to AEW. It's a lack of foresight in booking. And one thing you had with NXT, when NXT was the black and gold brand and the super indie brand, if you want to call it that, was they legit long-term booked. Their booking was so much better. The minute you get Bruce Pritchard involved and Kevin Dunn involved, all of a sudden they're booking it the same as they're going to book Raw or SmackDown, which means they're going to hotshot feuds with lack of foresight. And then either Ciampa's going to lose the title to Breaker and then fall into obscurity, or Breaker's not going to win the title and fall into obscurity. And then they'll remember that they have that toy to play with 6 months down the line.
Yeah, that's very well said. Like, I don't know what to think about that. I'd rather Ciampa just keep it. And like you said, and have Braun chase it, or whatever. But they're not going to do that because they're not going to book a long time.
Think about Ciampa doesn't want to go to either SmackDown or Raw. And Gargano, I don't know if he has or not. He's actually removed the NXT moniker from his Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, really?
I did not see that.
I actually thought maybe last night he was. I mean, I had a gut feeling it was going to be Hangman, which I was hoping for. Don't get me wrong. But I had a gut feeling when he removed that. I thought maybe we'd see a Johnny Gargano.
What about Swerve?
Fighting.
He's got to drop that title before they go up, or will he take it up there? And
He'll probably drop it at Halloween Havoc to somebody. Because they're not going to have him carry the title.
Isn't he going against what's his name? El Phasma. I forget. I can't ever say.
Phasma,
yeah, I think that's what I think. I think he's going to drop it again.
Look, again, it's such a difference in philosophy, and it was one of the things that made NXT like the only WWE product that was stomachable for a true pro wrestling fan.
Agreed.
And now they're taking that away. They're taking away the things that everybody liked about NXT and making it a third main roster brand. And it's just obvious in the way that they're booking. I have nothing against all the new characters they're debuting.
Nor do I.
Like I said, I think Steiner has money written all over him.
Oh,
but
for sure.
He does.
If you ruin the character,
where do you go from there?
Yeah, and why would
look
you
how long it
ruin
took to
Ciampa?
rebuild Roman? I mean, they
And
tried to
why
push Roman so bad, and they shoved Roman down everybody's throats.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Cena. Same thing. Like it goes over and over again. I will point this out about NXT 2.0 though. The simple fact is this: you look at it, and if you were big fans of the '80s,
fucking bright.
hey, it is. But if you noticed how these newer characters have kind of, I don't know why it has an
Gacy
'80s
and
feel.
his
It has an
weird
'80s
yeah.
feel to it. Does anybody remember
What, like
the old
Doom
studio
Rock,
wrestling?
Wait, Waylon Mercy. He's an innocent man, by the way.
Yeah.
Where I'm going at with this is they're bringing back the character vibe. I feel like with NXT 2.0, which I'm digging. I'm actually digging that just for the fact that that's what I grew up watching. The
I'm right
80s.
here on NXT 2.0.
I'm
I got a lot of good things and a lot of
I'm
things that we
50-50
could
also.
do differently. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's my biggest issue, and that is you have a fantastic veteran champion in Tommaso Ciampa. The guy can work with anybody. He can tell a story with anybody. When given the right dance partner, it can be unbelievable, like what he did with Gargano.
Oh God, yeah.
So that's a perfect guy to have the belt on and to be like the mentor, the gateway champion, for these guys to go through. However, if they cut him short and take his legs out from under him by giving Breakker the championship, then that totally hurts the credibility. They should turn Ciampa heel right now, put a stable around him, and he should be the Ric Flair of your brand. Like,
but I don't know that he would get the heel reaction. Too many people like him.
I
And
understand
Ciampa's
that,
such an
but
ass kicker. He doesn't need one. Like,
True,
and
very
plus
true. He
he's
needs
so
to-
relentless. I mean, give him that.
The problem is if he beats everybody straight up. So if he just runs through all these new guys, then
A lot of
how are
great
they
opinions in the
better?
chat. I
How are
love
they
you guys.
the future? He's running through them.
All right,
He
so
needs a reason.
they want to know what you guys think of Joe Gacy's gimmick and Toxic
I love it.
Attraction.
Yeah,
Joe
I love the
Gacy reminds
gimmick.
me of like a cross between Ted Bundy and Jerry Garcia. It's just completely.
It kind of
completely
reminds
unlike-
me of
With
what,
a little
Gacy
Ned
brand,
Flanders
Jerry-
thrown in.
what
Yeah.
DDP was doing back in the day. Wasn't it
You mean
DDP?
Yeah.
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 Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So NXT, we can make some sense of it. So that's a good thing. I'm hoping it continues in a way like we're talking. Build these young stars up.
I say give it a chance. It's too early to say yay or nay.
I'm giving it a chance. Speaking of giving something a chance, our next topic is television titles. Now, back in the day, TV titles were pretty popular. I dug it. They called it mid-card, or they had it here and there in some companies. We had the TNT title for Dynamite, the connection between Dynamite. I'll give my take on all this first, and I'll let you guys spit.
Yeah.
TNT and Dynamite, I believe, had a good connection to call it TNT because the TNT means Dynamite, blah, blah.
Right.
Now, we brought out the TBS title for the women, which, I don't know, it sounds like a venereal disease or something. Now you got TBS,
Ouch.
so, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to let it ride, see how it happens. And also at the same time, Impact announced their TV title, and I'm kind of weird about the name, the Digital Media Championship. And it's because they're on YouTube now, which if you guys don't know, you can watch Impact on YouTube for 99 cents a month and catch all the regular shows. $4.99 includes the pay-per-views. I'm going to go into something else real quick before I get you guys talk on the TV titles because it ties right into that. Twitch, we had released the numbers. Someone cracked it and released the numbers of what some of these wrestlers have made.
I
in
saw a
year.
page.
So I'll start at the bottom, and Impact's part of it. Tyler Breeze made $43,755. Impact Wrestling, when it was on Twitch, made $70,000. Now, keep that in mind, folks. That's an entire company. Now we'll get into the top 3. Adam Cole, which another reason why dude wanted to get the hell out of there. He made $318,000 on Twitch last year. Zelina Vega, which I'm wondering how this is even going to work because where she's at, $341,000. And then on top of it, another reason why with her injuries and stuff, I don't blame her for not coming back to wrestling. Paige, $478,000 on Twitch last year.
Would you fucking come back? I sure shit wouldn't.
Crazy. That's crazy. So the TV title picture, what do you guys think about the TBS and the titles out there? Whoever wants to spit.
I'll go real quick because mine's going to be short and sweet to the point.
Of course it always is, CJ, just like you.
I'm all for a television title, but when you keep adding all these others, I think that takes away from the real prestige of it. So I think it might become a little oversaturated.
Yeah, it's a good point. We got Micro Mike, we got Drum Monkey, Cassie. Great to see you, ladies. Old Crony's Garage, good to see you, my friend. And Micro Mike with Detroit Lions.
I enjoy the idea about the TV title. Like back in WCW, the TV title was
right. It meant something.
That was your Bobby Eatons, your Arn Andersons, the guys who, and
Arn Anderson held that for such a long time too.
That was the title that kind of elevated people from the lower mid card into like the upper tier mid card. Which is then when you would challenge for the U.S. title.
Stepping stone, ladder.
And in AEW right now, they only have 2 male single titles. So their TV title, if you want to call it that, the TNT title, is like that U.S. championship. It's the guys who should be next. And I dig that. But it's not a true TV title until they start defending it on TV every single week. And with 3 hours of TV a week, possibly 4 from what I'm hearing, is they're saying that Rampage may go 2 hours. I think that they should start having it defended on one of the shows every single week and make it that kind of title. The women's TBS title, I don't like the name either. I get why they did it that way. They do need a secondary title for the women, but I really think it should have been a tag team title before another singles title.
I agree on that
one. They have enough women's depth and enough women tandems to do a tag team title. And I don't think that I don't think I would have added that before giving the tag team, building a tag team division.
Agreed.
As far as Impact goes,
enough tag. I mean, they have enough to do tags, but they could throw more together that they've used. I mean,
you have right now the Bunny and
Penelope Ford.
Penelope Ford together. You have Anna Jay and Tay Conte.
Yeah.
You have
and you have they're going to have one sooner.
You can have Jamie.
That and the trios titles, I think, are inevitable.
Reba, whatever
you want to call her.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. They have enough tandems that they could have thrown that together. I think without having the tag teams and going to a secondary title, it's I don't know. I just don't think that title's not going to end up as important after the tournament's over.
I've heard a lot of people saying this is Jade Cargill's title, even though she's still.
I disagree.
Raw. This is someone to put it onto. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just saying that's
what I'm hearing
around. So she doesn't have to fight
COVID
Britt.
Got him.
She doesn't have to fight Britt. She can have a title. I mean, what do you guys think? Who do you guys think will be the first TBS champ?
I think it'll be Ruby, just because.
I think it'll be Thunder Rosa.
Well, that's possible too.
Thunder Rosa.
Although I think Thunder Rosa should be the next feud for Britt.
Me too. I agree. I'd love to see those two have some more fights.
That probably, I think I said it last time, her and Britt in that lights out or whatever you want to call it. I think that's one of my favorite all-time women's matches I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yep. It's definitely on my list of match of the year. Doc's wondering what happened. What happened?
He fucking left.
So like I said, I feels like this is the secondary title is the Ruby Soho title, because like she made such a debut, there was so much buzz on her, so much pop, but like how do you take the belt off Britt right now?
I love how Britt talked shit on the title too. That was classic. I mean, the way she kind of downplayed it. You guys want the second place or whatever, the silver medal, I think she said.
You can say whatever you want to about Charlotte, Becky, Sasha Banks, but Britt Baker is the #1 women's wrestler in the world right now.
Amen.
She is the best character. She
all
knows
around.
Her
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Now some of those others might edge her out in ring work a little bit, but the overall presentation of character, gimmick, attitude, everything, Britt Baker is by far and away the best character in women's wrestling right now.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. And I'm not just saying that because I know her.
we lost Doc for good, maybe. I don't know.
Is it that big of a loss?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
So
He'll
one
get
more.
back in.
So
He
one more
probably
thing
does
that I
get
wanted
up
to
all
make
the way
sense of, and in this segment, and I actually took some time out today to watch it. I tried to keep an open mind with it, so I jumped on to Netflix and watched Escape the Undertaker.
I did not yet.
I have not watched it yet.
I'm not going to do any spoilers or say anything about it, but and I tried to keep an open mind because I've been a New Day fan. I've been a New Day fan. I've never been a huge Undertaker fan. I know some people in my community love the Undertaker and they're going to eat up what it is because it is very Undertaker-ish. It's good to see him out there doing stuff as well still. But the cool thing, the only thing I wanted to point out about it was it's interactive. So I felt like I was playing Dragon's Lair back in the arcade in 1987 or something again, because you get to pick where you go next in the story, which I thought was pretty cool. So I just wanted to bring that up in case anyone wants to watch Escape the Undertaker. It wasn't bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be, a glorified Undertaker commercial.
I'll wait 8 more days for Halloween.
I'll end up watching it, but it'll be one of those 3 a.m, and then I'll get mad and want to see what else happened. Speaking of television, let's roll there for a second. Has anyone been keeping up with Heels?
Yes.
Heels?
I haven't got to watch it yet at all.
Are you serious?
I haven't got to watch it yet. I definitely want to. But
listen, bro, you need to fucking watch it.
I'm writing it down right now. Watch Heels or CJ will kill me.
Do you low-key need my subscription?
Yeah.
Literally, man, it is, in my opinion, is one of the best portrayals of a wrestling show. I don't want to say portrayals. One of the most realistic portrayals of the wrestling business.
Yeah. And it's not your opinion, it's fact.
The characters are just fantastic. James Harrison has been absolutely fantastic.
My boy Luke Hawx debuted last week.
Yeah. And I mean, it's literally the guy playing Wild Bill, who is a character comedy actor. He's been in hundreds and hundreds of movies, but I mean, he is literally playing to a T the washed up WWE veteran that thinks he's still, the headliner, the main event, everything. He literally, it's a mixture of the Honky Tonk Man, Jake. I mean,
and Doc's computer went down. He's gonna.
Yeah, he said he'll be back. His computer fucked.
So Heels, I definitely want to watch. There's something else that you guys watch a lot that I don't, and that's Being the Elite. So I don't know if you guys.
I watch it.
Being the Elite and what you like about Being the Elite.
Being the Elite is fantastic.
There she is.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Sorry.
So just to catch up with you, Doc, we talked about Escape the Undertaker. I watched that today. And
myself and my son watched it last night. We're kind of stuck. We're kind of stuck here. So
I just like the fact that it was interactive. It was pretty cool, and it wasn't just a big Undertaker commercial. So that was my take without any spoilers, basically.
It's really fun. You could play it over and over again. It shows you different ways you can maneuver it. It's not bad. I mean, just for it was fun for me because
the party's over now.
Shit.
What are you doing? At work, still comes in this show.
But I just want to say hello. And I'm working at the little Bow Wow concert tonight. No wrestling, but I just want to say hello and that I really hate Doc.
You're a cunt.
Next week I got a surprise for you, Doc. Next week I got a surprise for you. So
okay.
From the window,
put yourself over.
Wall, that's about all I know.
Drop down my balls.
Ooh, skeet, easy.
To the windows, to the walls. Dolphy sucking Vince's balls all around the halls. I skeet, motherfucker. Hawking Toys R Us. All right, I'm
see how
done.
it is, boys. But love y'all.
Have
see
fun.
you guys next week, and we'll go from there. All right. But I got some good stuff,
brother.
And, Doc, you suck.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh God.
He always puts himself. He likes to put himself over. My God, shut up.
When he sent that message in our group chat, he said when he gets to work and if he gets a break around 7:30, he'll be in. I knew he was going to try to show up at some point in time.
Yeah,
I knew he's going to try to show off. That's all he is.
So we talked about Escape the Undertaker. We talked about all the Twitch earnings, and we touched a little bit just that you guys watch Being the Elite a little more. I watch it here and there. I don't catch it as much as I should, but I think it's entertaining. It's a different way to see the other side of some of those dudes. And, what do you guys, have you guys seen Cody show?
Roads to the Top. I started watching.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I didn't know Cody was a top.
Wow.
Oh, Roads to the Top. I'm sorry.
Hey, Raves, my apologies for my language, but easy gets me fired up. So if that was the blunt thing was towards me, I apologize.
Oh, trust me, you're not going to offend any of these ladies here in this chat with foul language or anything. Chaos Reaper, good to see you. Big shout out to everybody in the live chat. That was Make Sense of It, one of the segments that we're going to try to tie in with the WrestleSense name. We do have a new channel that we're trying to build. So anybody out there, if you're not already, subscribe to the new WrestleSense channel. Once we get over 100 and into the 200s or 300s, hopefully up to 1,000 to get monetized at some point, this will migrate over to there. We're going to keep WrestleSense on Blaze Radio for now. But eventually, please go over and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And since Cassie's here, we are going to come back with our next segment, Our 2 Cents, where we'll take two members of the panel and debate a topic from both sides of the coin. If you ever guys watched Pardon the Interruption on ESPN, somewhat like that. We'll be right back after this commercial from Cassie, Madam Red.
Hey, guys and gals. Cassie here, reminding you to stop into the Red Lounge. We're open 24/7, 365. So come in. We're the only place in town where every story has a guaranteed happy ending. You're watching Leaning Towards Death Wrestling with your boy, Blaze McCoy, on the Blaze Radio Network. Make sure to check out all of his shows every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. He's putting the unity back in community, right here on YouTube.
All right, now this is a topic that we kind of downplayed last show, but now I'm going to make it a topic, and I want you guys to kind of debate it. This one should be a quick one. It really shouldn't take too long. We're going to get to the 6 senses at the end, where we'll break down a couple of things as we head towards the end of the show, and then get some questions from you guys out there or whatnot. We're going to talk a little bit about independent wrestling, some indie wrestling from our area as well, so please stick around for that. Big
Fucking
news
right
there.
We are.
All right.
Right, we are.
So our 2 cents, what we're going to debate here is AEW versus WWE. Is there a war? Is there talent issues, the differences, the advantages? Now, this is where I was hoping Eazy-E would be here to make it really, really interesting. But I guess, Doc, if you want to take AEW and let Ray take WWE, or you want to flip it and you take WWE. Let's let Ray take. I knew that would get a kick. So let's Ray take WWE and Doc can have AEW. Me and CJ can come, watch from the distance.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm into
So
that.
wait, who gets AEW, Ray or me?
You do. No,
You want me to have AEW?
Nope.
Yeah,
WWE.
bitch.
I'll take WWE. It doesn't matter.
So,
I'll take either one.
So we're talking about
God,
the differences or advantages they have real quick, and whether there's a war on, and what the balance is, and argue your point for your company. So go ahead, Ray.
Go ahead, Ray.
Please. I defer.
You defer?
To the
Okay.
from...
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you're fucked, bro. You're fucked.
yeah, I am. Thanks, Blaze. Appreciate you. Okay, so here we go.
You can blame Eazy-E for this one.
Oh no, I
working
blame him
business.
for a lot of things, but one of them's herpes. So what I gotta say is this, and I'll say
Wait,
like
you
this.
got herpes off of Easy? Oh, never mind.
No. Actually, I believe it or not, I have COVID. I'm not lying to you guys. I literally am doing this show on COVID. COVID sucks.
Oh,
Get vaccinated or whatever you gotta do.
fuck that.
Anyways,
Vaccination is not from a guy in a back alley in a van for $4.
Oh boy.
well, you know what? I spent $650, so I knew since
Got
I
the
paid
bonus
$650,
plan.
I did get the bonus
He
plan.
said $20 is $20.
$20 is $20 exactly.
Yeah,
A mouse. All right, I'm done. So All right, here we
My
go.
wife just asked who's getting butt raped. It would be Doc.
I tell her I needed the money. So
There
here's
goes
what's
my
happening.
monetization for this.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, exactly. So here's where we're going to go with WWE. WWE's been around longer. It always comes back in the wars. If you think about it, like, when WCW was beating the hell out of it in the Monday Night Wars, what happened? Vince pulled a couple tricks out of his sleeve, and boom, look what happened. You start seeing stars starting to filter over. There's rumors now that there are some people in AEW that are disappointed in their talent because they're so big of a roster that some people are being thrown to the wayside. Prime example, it would be Brian Cage. Yes, last night he had himself a little old run-in. That's it. When you have a monster like that, let that monster go. Let that monster work. That monster is not working at all. So I see some defection going to be happening going over to WWE very, very soon, just for the fact that AEW is stacking their rosters too high. There, that's the best I got
Good
on
argument.
AEW.
Good
Go ahead,
argument.
Ray.
Good
Kill me.
argument. All right, Ray.
All right. Let's have a history.
In 3 minutes, because at 8:10 we'll get into the final segment.
You don't limit me on time.
Yeah, especially Winby over here. Come on.
Okay. How did we lose Blaze?
Oh, he's back. And he's back.
Okay.
I don't want to get scolded by Ray, so I was going to take a back seat for a while.
Let's go back and have a history lesson. WWE quits caring. They start doing shit gimmicks like Duke the Dumpster Drosy. And their product tanks because a young upstart company with a bunch of money behind them starts doing realistic storylines and being pro wrestling, bringing athletic luchadors and realistic storylines. Was WCW great? Hell no. Was WWE great at the time? Hell no. Why did WWE survive this? Is they changed. They went reality based. They got their head out of their ass. And they started booking a good product.
You mean Attitude Era?
The Attitude Era. I am referring to the Attitude Era. Now, was everything in the Attitude Era great? No, not at all.
No.
There was a lot of crap too. But we have literally hit this same type of cycle again. WWE for the last 3 to 5 years has been on a steady downward spiral in the ratings, in the creativity of the product, and the way they're doing characters like Braun fucking Breaker. Instead of
Braun
calling
Strowman
him,
has begged to go back to WWE from what I read today.
That's
he wants to
because
go back.
Raquel
Who
Gonzalez's
does?
girlfriend still works.
Braun Strowman is
Yeah.
now vocally apparently wants back. Which
Yeah, 'cause he wants
we
to
talked
travel
about
with his
that last show.
girlfriend. I get it.
You
He's gonna go
apparently
anywhere back
haven't
there.
watched Free the Narrative.
But what you have right now is AEW has come along, and you have a pro wrestling company. And this is out of the mouths of not just the fans, but the pro wrestlers. Daniel Bryan has come out, who has not said one bad thing about WWE, and has been as politically correct and neutral as you want to call it.
Yeah.
But he has said that WWE is not pro wrestling. It is sports entertainment. It is for a different type of fan.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why AEW has found an audience in that sweet spot of the 18 to 49 demographic that advertisers care about, is because the 18 to 49 demographic want pro wrestling back.
Agreed, Walter.
They want storylines. They want real characters, real drama, and they want athletic wrestling. Not every guy working the same headlock, rest hold, WWE style, if you want to call it that. Are there more botches on AEW? Yep.
Of course, there
Are
was
there
in
more
that
shit
opening.
matches
Yeah.
on AEW? Yep. But there's freedom to see some different shit. I
Mhm.
mean, literally, I don't care what WWE show you watch, and there's gems in there. Like Sheamus's work lately has been fantastic.
Fucking phenomenal.
The main event we talked about the other week of the
Lashley,
three-way dance they
Reigns,
had
and
was
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff that can be had, and it's just disappointing because it shows you how good it can be, but then it's dog shit.
Well, here's
Yeah,
where I'm
that's
at
right.
with this whole thing, real quick. I was given a toothpick to go into a sword fight with you.
Yeah.
You like
Thanks,
sword
Blake.
fights.
That's why
Second of all, here's my solution for everything, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Watch both.
Yeah.
Watch all of it. Watch
That's the
Impact.
point of this.
Watch
That's why
ROH.
I wanted to have
am
this
in
argument.
no way telling you to give up on WWE and only watch AEW. I'm not
That's
saying that.
that's why I wanted to have this.
I think we
argument.
both kind of agree to this because the thing is, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I hated the fact that they took AEW off of me and gave it to you, which, with all due respect, I think we both are on the same page
You
of
want an
AEW.
outside the box thing right here? Hire Bully Ray to be your head booker for WWE.
Yes, exactly. Because if you think about it, Bully Ray has such great ideas on the Busted Open podcast.
Do you listen to Busted
From
Open?
the Paul Heyman tree. Spent time in a indie upstart like ECW.
New Japan too. Sorry, Brandon.
Spent time in WWE, knows the system, knows Vince.
Yep.
Is a Paul Heyman guy with Paul Heyman ideas, but not the Paul Heyman stubbornness that will try to go head to head with Vince.
You,
Agreed.
And until you put somebody like that in your chief creative officer role and not a Vince McMahon kiss ass or a television writer that doesn't understand wrestling, this is going to continue to where AEW is still down here. They're still below WWE in revenue and global presence and everything that matters as far as business goes, except for the demographic that matters to advertisers, which is going to help AEW go dweedly until they are a direct competitor with WWE. And will they ever be bigger than WWE in global profit? And
who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But is that the most important thing?
No.
Exactly.
No, the point of this argument was variety. It was the fact that people bringing up New
hold on.
Japan,
I'm going to prove
Ring of
something to you
Honor.
guys right now. WWE is leaned more towards kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Bodie, I want you to tell, look, your Uncle Ray's right there. Wave it, Uncle Ray. See, CJ? Okay. So what I want you to do is I'm going to put this on you, and I want you to tell me
setting the kid up.
What brand you like the best. Hold
Put
on.
him
I
on the spot.
didn't even whisper anything to him. Go ahead. Tell everybody out there, what's your favorite brand to watch on TV right now?
AEW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
And the point also, I mean, that there's a lot of things we love on WWE still.
By the way, we're both infected. I'm not a bad dad.
All that stuff. So it goes back to the theme of the very beginning of the show. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Watch whatever you like and enjoy it.
But
we are not
me,
pro any company here.
For me,
but what I was trying to prove
choice between AEW and WWE, I'm watching AEW.
Yeah. Here's
Everyone
the thing,
has a preference.
They said that WWE was towards kids, and I just showed you right there. It's crazy because I want to take a picture so bad. Like when you watch AEW, he's on the couch, he's leaned over, he has his figures, he's watching it, he's fantasy booking, he's doing his thing with his ring. When it's WWE, by the third hour, this is my son.
Well,
Done.
Let's talk about another huge problem with WWE.
Go ahead.
The fact that Monday Night Raw is 3 hours is horse shit.
Yes.
I
doesn't get
can
any money.
2 hours.
I can stomach SmackDown. It's so hard to get through Raw. Dude, it's so hard without fast forwarding through multiple segments.
I watched the first hour and said I had enough.
Every day of the week, every night. And we got one more segment, and it is going to touch a little bit of WWE, AEW, and then some of the indie wrestling as
Those
well.
soda machines were scary, crony. Go ahead,
will,
sir.
and we will be talking about a little bit of everything in our Sixth Senses, our final segment. And if we have time, talk to some people in the chat and bullshit. We could sit here and bullshit for hours with the guys I got here. And you guys are not allowed to like Ray more than me. I was worried about that. I knew you guys would. All right. We'll be right back with the final segment. First, a commercial break again because Ray loves them for Eliminator Beer.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Blaze Brew proudly brings to you Eliminator Beer. Don't get eliminated, get obliterated. Drink Eliminator Beer. Comes in a wide variety of flavors and colors. Available now at your local liquor stores, beer distributors, grocery stores, gyms, hairdressers, gas stations, restaurants, doctor's offices, pubs, bars, brothels, strip clubs, and street corners. Eliminator Beer, get one now. You won't be disappointed. You'll be shit-faced drunk.
All right, we're back. Eliminator
My
Beer.
heart's
Go get
broken,
yourself-
Walter.
Go get some Eliminator beer if you can.
Broken.
I want to know where my sponsorship check is. We got brothels and beer and all this stuff with commercials. I ain't seen
Street
no check.
corners.
Hey, big shout out to Earl Cole in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. I appreciate you stopping by. Andy Price all the way from New Zealand stopping in. I appreciate you. Raven over in the UK. We got Monstar up in Canada. Grinder gang. What's up, my friend? Motherfucker, how you doing, brother? All right, we got one segment left.
No one does compare to you, Blaze. I'll just tell you that right now. Nobody compares to that golden chalice that you call a keyboard.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Walt. Love you.
No, the six senses, I could easily tie them to touch, taste, feel, and all that stuff. Maybe another time. But this time I got 6 different items. Just quick hits on 6-pack of topics. We're going to fire through these real quick. A couple of them we could probably talk all day about, but we're going to fire through these and get to some indie wrestling news before we go. And I want to thank everyone for stopping in. Big shout out to everyone. Before we go into this, I want to make a big announcement. This Saturday before my show, I will have a Get Blaze talk show where I'll let all you guys come on and do your thing. If you want to talk trash, you want to cut a promo, anything, you guys will have that opportunity. So Get Blaze live here on the channel, 6 p.m. before my 7 p.m. show this Saturday. So you guys can have a chance to come on. And eventually we'll bring you guys on to ask these guys questions and interact. And too, the first show was all about getting to know these guys. And then this show, we're getting more into the stuff. So let's talk about the 6 senses. The first one is, the topic is words. We talked about the banned words that WWE has and how ridiculous it is. You can't say wrestling and you can't say blood.
Yeah.
But here's Goldberg talking about killing
He's
someone.
Kill
Yes.
somebody.
Like, I will kill you.
In AEW, you got Armed Anderson and his Glock coming out. So I'm waiting for the Armed Anderson T-shirt. They have.
Dude, there's many Armed Anderson T-shirts.
Yes.
Like, there's a T-shirt that says NRA spelled backwards is Arn. And the Arn is a Glock.
Fucking priceless.
Okay.
I never got that one.
Yes.
There's some good shit out there right now.
Yeah.
So that's really not a topic. I mean, I don't know. The band, we all going to agree the band words are stupid and
Yes.
that topic. But
Yes.
Well, let's convert it to this. Let's talk about language. They've said that, like, for example, NXT 2.0
He
is
said shit a couple times.
Yeah.
haven't
NXT
is
got some
going to
raunchy
push the
stuff going
envelope.
on.
Yeah.
They're going to push the envelope with language.
I pull out my Glock. I'm sorry, I just read that.
I think that is literally a Vince McMahon being out of touch, or Bruce Pritchard being out of touch thing.
with
thinking
fucking reality?
what Arn
that the-
versus Goldberg? How about Arn Anderson versus Goldberg? Unity.
Arn Anderson and his Glock versus Goldberg, that's a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If I'm a game developer of either Call of Duty or Fortnite, there's an Arn Anderson skin being created. I don't
But
care.
you're not, so shut the fuck
There's
up.
Riley.
Oh.
We talked about Riley training under the amazing Red. Good to
Yes.
see you, Riley.
Yes,
Welcome
yes.
back to the show, my friend. Great to see
But
everybody.
what I was getting at, though, is that they think that that's the answer so many times is, oh, let's go back to the Attitude Era. Oh, let's push the envelope with language. Let's push the envelope with this content. That's not the answer to fix
No,
it.
the answer is have a better fucking product.
Well,
Now,
let me
the
put
Arn
this
Anderson
system.
promo, while it is controversial, it totally fits into the storyline that's going on. They're building a storyline that Cody is lost. He's pulled in too many directions that he's not focused, which is why he's been losing and thinking about retirement and all that stuff. And Arn is trying to do the coach type thing and snap him back into reality. We saw that last night on Dynamite with
I dig it.
the suit burning thing.
Mhm.
So they used a controversial, whether they thought it was going to be that controversial or that,
I mean, with the context that it was in, I don't
Yeah.
think it was out of line, in
that's
my
my
opinion.
point exactly. is
Yeah,
They didn't say bullshit for the sake of saying bullshit.
right.
They used something in the
A
context.
real life
that fit.
scenario.
Yeah.
And
Now-
instead of NXT 2.0, like I said, I think it's a loss with the touch of reality, thinking that, oh, well, if we just let them use a little more adult language, then things are going to be more popular because they'll think we're edgy again.
At
That's
the
No.
same time,
way
I'm
it
going to
was-
go back. I think 2 weeks ago, AEW said shit too much, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to. Every segment doesn't have to have someone
I
saying.
don't
Every
remember.
promo doesn't have to have shit in it.
well,
And I
Jericho.
like it.
Jericho
That-
cusses
yeah.
regardless. So Jericho's
Yeah.
just that's a
So
another
we're-
thing too. I have to say is if you look at like some of the stuff that's happening right now with both these guys, NXT 2.0 and AEW. I mean, the Indy Hartwell with the condoms, and then we went through like 2 of those, and of course my child goes,
Yeah.
2 of what, Daddy? What did they go through? And I was like, balloons.
And apparently,
Balloons,
Dexter
yeah.
I didn't know what else to
balloons.
say. And you know what? Brandon Ace has a good point. Look at
There's
toxic
a roll of
attraction.
tube socks in
Toxic
there. That ain't
attraction.
real.
There is nothing child friendly about them.
No. A
I
lot of
mean-
makeup,
And I'm
a lot of
okay with
fake
that.
eyebrows,
I'm
fake
definitely okay with that.
everything.
I am definitely
But they
okay with
fight.
those three too.
I
Yes,
have
I
no
would drink their dirty
problem with
bath
them.
water. But
have
I
no
mean, it is what
problem
it
with
is.
them
I'll be the
pushing
not a fan of
NXT
toxic.
or one of the brands as a more TV 14
We'll get there, Grinder
product
Gang.
for that.
Patience, my friend.
For that, and I have no issue with that. All I'm saying is what makes a TV 14 product or a more adult-oriented product is a focus on wrestling, action, violence, and those type of things. Not saying the word shit or bullshit or
Agreed.
calling somebody out on that.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the Indy Hartwell thing. I mean, that's an Attitude Era trope to begin with. I mean, we had a porn star, we had Mae Young birth a hand. I mean,
Right.
that's
But I mean, at
That's
least the
acquiring
Indy
minds and
Hartwell
science.
thing is
That's science.
it could tie into a real life scenario. I mean,
All right. So next one.
Mae Young never birthed a hand in real life, cuz that is not a real life
Science.
scenario.
You don't know anything about science.
No,
I'm just
Indy
playing.
Hartwell
Oh,
next to
killing my
him.
pals.
Yeah.
So while we're on that, the next subject is the WWE brand split. The draft, or if you want to call it a draft, I'm very fearful of Survivor Series. I don't want to see brand versus brand, and the fact that they split up a bunch of tag teams.
Yes, they
Like
did.
even the
They
one that
always
just came up,
fucking do.
Natalia and
Italian
Tamina.
Tamina are split up.
Yeah, they
and,
split them.
Tegan Knox.
You just
and
got the New
Shotzi.
Day back. Let's talk
Just
about
got
the
up and they were
biggest one.
supposed
You
to get a
just got
title
the
shot.
New Day reunited. Now let's move Kofi and Woods
Yeah.
to SmackDown. That's retarded.
So I
Yeah.
don't know if we really want to even, because AEW Dynamite is next, so I'd rather concentrate
And-
on that.
and
Unless you guys have
SmackDown-
anything about the draft you want to talk about.
Not
Let's
really.
be honest. The timing of the draft is piss poor.
Oh,
You
it
got to
was.
wait 3 weeks now.
The
Yeah, now you gotta wait
draft
3
should
weeks
be-
after.
Yeah.
What, Crown, what's it
the
called?
draft-
Crown
Crown
Royal?
Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Crown
Yeah,
Royal.
the draft should be a few weeks after WrestleMania every year. That should be when
I
you shake
agree
your
with
roster
Grinder
up
Gang.
and reset. Instead, they're doing it now, and then we're going to have brand warfare with guys who were on Raw like 3 weeks ago. It's again a piss poor lack of planning and timing on their product. Back in the day when you watch the Vince McMahon documentary, like if you ever watched that DVD, which I know Doc and I've watched it, or when you watch a lot of that old stuff, and they talk about like, oh, we planned from WrestleMania and then we'd work our way back through the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they're not doing now. Like they have no idea where they're going, with the exception of, okay, we're paying Brock to be here for WrestleMania, or The Rock has said he'll do a match, and the rest of the card is figured out 3 weeks before WrestleMania. And that's why it's just not as important as it used to be.
If you want to get technical, they're in
We
panic
make
mode.
movies, pal.
They're in panic mode, Ray. Think about it for a minute.
I
They
agree.
are literally taking whatever they can, and they're playing the old Cajun chef Justin Wilson, throwing it against the wall to see if it sticks.
Throwing an Easy E in here to
Well,
argue
the
with you
pasta
about
is not
that.
done and it is not sticking to the wall.
It's
So,
not el dente.
We could literally do a whole show reviewing Dynamite and AEW, and we're not your typical podcast people. There's enough podcasts out there to go through what happened on the show, talks about that. We want to do something different. We want to crack jokes. We want to make fun of each other. We want to have different segments. We're going to bring you something different. Not to knock any other channels that are out there. I watch tons of different podcasts studying for this. These guys have been on radio podcasts in the past. We want to do something a little different. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So real quick, first of all, Crowbar and Blue Meanie showing up on the pre-show. I guess they're going to be on Dark was pretty interesting to me. I'm going to run through and then you guys can pick what you want to talk about. We had Bobby Fish, who's now signed, come out and fight for a title. We had Hangman come out as the Joker. We had Dante. Oh my goodness, Dante and Malachi. I could watch those two. I can't wait till they fight.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's
Serena
gonna be
Deeb's
sick.
heel turn. I liked it, and the
Love
UFC kind of invasion type thing they're doing. I'd like to see. I just want to see Paige Van Zandt.
I just want to see Dan Lambert cut better promos than 99% of the boy. Oh wait, we are.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody you guys want to touch on from the AEW show. It was a great
Is
show
Bobby
again last
Fish
night.
signed, or was it
Yes.
just a one-off? It's definitely
During the
he's
show,
definitely signed.
Bobby Fish is All Elite was posted from their.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't see that.
I did not see that either. That's
He
what I
is
was
now
asking.
part of-
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
They actually
Almost got
they
the
actually
whole.
let the cat out of
TJ
the
knows
bag.
half of AEW, by the way, everybody. I'm just telling
Yeah,
you all.
pretty
Never
much.
know.
They almost got
They let the cat out of the bag earlier in the week. If you looked at the graphic for Bobby Fish, the bottom of his shirt had the bottom of his logo had the AEW
I
logo.
didn't know
I didn't even see that. Darn, I didn't forget to
came
look
out
for
to
that.
the Red Dragon music. I wasn't familiar with it, but people were marking out about that he uses, I guess, his old music. Is that from ROH or something?
Yeah,
or what's
it's
that
a band. It's a band. I just couldn't figure out who it was. It sounded so familiar too, like the song itself. It had a Misfits feel to it because the guy had a kind of voice to it. So,
what are you, fucking Fat Albert?
No, I could do Fat Albert. I could do it. Okay, we got. How many more people are going to get over on me? Try to get over. Cool.
that's
good, TJ. You're a ref. Shut the fuck up and count.
So,
all right.
We could, like I said, we could sit here and review.
You're a
commentator.
commentator. Shut the fuck up and put me over.
Yeah.
I did.
It's your job to put everybody
AEW versus
over,
WWE. I put you over.
And it's my job to mark out the doc because he's a real commentator.
Look, the bottom line about Dynamite, I'm not even going to go into the review. Dynamite was put together like a fantastic show. You had two great wrestling matches. The opening 8-man tag and the Casino Battle Royal were both fantastic. So you bookended the show with fantastic wrestling matches. Yeah. You had two solid wrestling matches, like the Serena Deeb and
that was actually really good too.
Was a fantastic match.
It was, but I don't think the crowd was into it like they
weren't. But that is actually AEW's fault. Serena
hot
Deeb
crowd
has been
most
barely
of the night,
used.
Hikaru
Shida has been barely used. So
I think they both were hurt, and that's why.
Light suit Shida. I like Light Suit Shida. Bring her back.
But
I am bummed about taking that from Shida. But then again, that builds a new feud. You took my 50th win. You took, you know what I mean. So I kind of like how they're starting that way, and they're making Serena D more of a hellacious heel, which is great.
For her.
So. Yeah, I know. I thought it was.
I think she's amazing.
I thought it was the exact right.
I think the Philly crowd was hot most of the night. Yeah,
and they didn't shit. I mean, they did shit on that little botch in the 8-man tag.
We talked about that before too. Starting out with a hot match, you are going to see a little bit of drop to build it back up.
In Zero Psychology.
I love the format. Our next news kind of broke last night, where Women of Wrestling WOW is coming back under New Generation Wrestling, and apparently, as the vignette and the commercial and the announcement, the face of the company, Tessa Blanchard, very controversial, and at the same time, an executive and color commentary, AJ Mendez is going to be color commentary and executive. I don't know if you guys have any take on WoW coming back. It's not till, I guess, next year.
Yeah, 2022, they said.
With the announcement last night, and Grinder Gang touched it on it earlier. AJ Mendez as a part of it as a producer. And I'm not a Tessa
fan.
You
guys saw the commercial, right? You guys saw the vignette they did. Did you see the guy who was building the ropes? It was like, it was like a 2-second of a silhouette of a guy working the ropes. That was my friend Jason. He actually got to work ring crew and stuff to set up for that commercial, and that was him. He was like, dude, look at it. It's actually my friend Jason, which is funny because I'm actually going to be on his podcast next Thursday, that wrestling podcast, so check it out.
Sweet. Yeah, we do have a subscription to that too, and I'll definitely share that out with you guys when that comes around too, which reminds us again, you see it on the bottom scrolling down, and it's in the description. All these guys' Twitter's also on the description of the show. Make sure you follow these guys. They're getting used to Twitter. And and we got some links to some indie wrestling companies as well that we'll talk about shortly in the link in the description to the show here. Check out indiewrestling.us. We talked about IWC and we talked about RWA. So I am going to leave the next part up to someone who wants to talk about what's going on next Saturday. We got 2 shows in this area.
Well, can we talk about this Saturday real quick for 2 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
This Saturday, it's going to be at the Hope Building Gymnasium at 2801 Custard Avenue, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's called an organization called Rise Pro Wrestling. Shut up, CJ. Jesus Christ, you're annoying. So at this point, it's their show. Tyler Klein, Trophy Boy, is going to be there. It's going to be a hell of a night. So go check it out. Rise Wrestling.
You'll be on the mic, right? You'll be rocking the mic.
I will not be. Like I said, I have COVID-19. I'm not going anywhere this weekend. Unfortunately, yeah.
I had to bring
it is shitty, but it's what it is, man. So here's how I look at it. Next weekend, we got 2 great shows. We got IWC Super Indie, and then we also have RWA. So we have 2 great shows. Whatever one's closer to you, definitely go check it out. CJ.
Now wait, you mentioned RWA, but you mentioned that Bloody Harvest had some Impact wrestlers that are fighting in ROH, I believe. Who are the names that people might recognize that they'll see?
Crazy Steve will be there. He'll be tagging with Jason Gory, New Age Plague. Let me see who else is going to be there. Crash Jackson will be there. Cody Deaner will be there from Violent.
Cody Deaner.
Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
It's gonna be a great card. Actually, CJ, talk about the Super Indy. I'll actually look up
Wait,
the card here.
I got a little lead in for that first. And if you guys don't know, the Pittsburgh area is big.
It's a hotbed for
It's a hotbed
indie
for wrestling. It has
for
been
sure.
for a really
For
long
sure.
time. So what I want to do before we talk about Super Indy is I want to basically just bring up so you guys can see who has fought in this tournament in the past. And you're going to recognize a lot of names. Maybe that Kid Sensation name might be kind of familiar. And that is none other than the Snapshot CJ Sensation. So back in 2002 in Monroeville, Pennsylvania,
Jesus Christ, that was
CM
a long
Punk,
time ago.
Chris Hero, Super Hentai, Colt Cabana, Christopher Daniels, Low Key, and our boy Kid Sensation, who took the L to Low Key, huh? Was he stiff in that fight? Like you know?
I remember Low Key double stomping CJ and thinking that holy shit, he killed him.
Yeah, and it didn't hurt at all.
It was.
So Super Hentai winning the first. Correct me if I'm wrong. He lost his name recently.
I don't know the whole story behind that. But,
he has lost his. I could say right now, Super Hentai put his name on the line against Gory, and Gory come out with Hentai's old music. Lizzie Borden, we only come out at night, and also wore Hentai's old mask. And when it happened, Gory was victorious. So we are trying to figure out what to call Super Hentai. At the end, I was like, I don't know what to call him. Maybe Carl. I mean, I just didn't know what else to call him.
Tripod.
So
we can say, yeah.
2003, you got Sterling James Keenan. Some guys might know him by a different name now.
Corey Graves.
You got Colt Cabana back in there. Super Hentai again.
Matt Stryker.
Raven.
Daniels.
Christopher Daniels. And Colt Cabana taking the second one in 2003. In 2004, you got Chris Sabin, CM Punk again, Sanjay Dutt, Alex Shelley, and Sabin winning in 2004. 2005, John McChesney winning.
Yeah, the Mayor of Erie.
There you go. You also got Low Key, Homicide,
How
Jason
could you forget
Gory,
Shima Zion?
and Shima Zion. What's his name now in NXT?
Joaquin Wilde.
Joaquin Wilde, yes, indeed. So 2006, I'm not familiar with a lot of these guys.
Delirious, Matt Seidel, Petey Claudio, who you may know as Cesaro.
Cesaro. Troy
Ricky
Lord,
Reyes was on Lucha Underground and does a lot.
There you
He
go.
was also on Impact quite a bit.
Yeah, these guys know a lot more of these guys. 2007, you see
Ruckus, Larry Sweeney, 12 large, rest in peace.
Is he the winner?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweeney did win that one.
In 2008, Jerry Lynn.
There you go, Luke Hawx. You may have seen him on the heels this
Ricky
past
Reyes.
Sunday.
We
Yeah.
talked about him. Davey Richards.
Every time you mention
Jerry Lynn. How could you forget Jerry Lynn? He's probably one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, and like
That
I
was
said,
actually
these guys
the
know
very
these guys a
first
lot more.
person. Jerry
That's a big
Lynn was
one
the
here.
very first person at the Real Deal Wrestling show ever interviewed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can we get him back
Fun
for this one?
fact there.
Yeah.
And
This
that was
is
thanks to CJ Sensation because he was
Yes.
sleeping on his mom's couch.
And
hopefully
that's true.
someday
That's true.
WrestleSense can bring some people too. Here's a big one here: Cabana, Richards, Scorpio, Justin Idol, Joey
Sammy,
Ryan.
the fuck Callahan.
We got Sammy Callahan in there. Facade.
Elijah Burke, the Pope.
The Pope. Yep.
Talk
And
about
then-
wasted talent, man.
Right?
Yeah, I know. He was
Fucking
cool in
A, right.
NWA. I liked him, and he's still there, right?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he still is in the, yeah, he is.
Logan Shula, who you may know as Elias.
Elias.
Johnny Gargano.
Lindsay Dorado.
Dorado.
What, Lucha House Party?
Yep, there you go. And a lot of big names there too. And
Son of a
Zion winning that one. Gargano. 2011.
Adam
you see
Cole.
El
There
Generico.
you go.
Adam
Baby!
Cole.
Samurai
It's
del
all-
Sol.
When we say it's a hotbed of wrestling, we're not shitting you. I mean, these guys are all
No.
come through the area. And who's Egotistico Fantastico?
I
No
do
clue.
not fucking remember.
In
Cole.
2012, Sammy Callahan won it there.
Sounds like a chest flexor
Right.
gimmick that he made
Right.
up.
Chuck
Chucky
Taylor's
T.
in there.
Yeah.
2013,
Jimmy
Facade
Ray,
took the
Bobby
tournament.
Fish,
Anthony Neese,
ACH.
Shane
Anthony Neese.
Strickland.
Talk
Bobby
about
Fish,
more
Jimmy
wasted
Rave.
talent by WWE. Anthony
Oh my
Neese.
god.
So a lot of great names. 2014,
RJ City. Yeah.
Facade again. Ethan Page,
Sammy
Guevara,
Guevara.
Edie Williams, Matt
Yeah.
Taven. I mean, just great names that came through this tournament. And once
Ray
again,
Rose.
Las-
Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander. I mean, it's packed from all these years.
Trevor Lee, who's now Cameron Grimes.
2016, Josh Alexander. He's out there fighting
Gresham.
Andrew Palace.
A
lot of great names have come through. Adam
Joey
Cole winning it in
Janela.
217 with Janela. DJZ, who's Zion, and back again, change it. Jay White.
Jay White.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I didn't see that name before. 2018, Jonathan Gresham taking it with some of the same names coming back. I mean, this is Jeff Cobb is in there, a new name we didn't talk
Anthony
about.
Henry.
Britt Baker fought in one, huh?
She sure as hell did.
In 19. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Wardlow took that
Joey,
one.
never mind. We ain't got to talk about him.
What, Joey Janela?
No, Joey Ryan.
Well, is he? He's canceled, isn't
Was
he?
he doing? Yeah,
I guess.
I thought he was. And last
that's what I
year,
heard,
Brian
so that's why I
Pillman
stopped
Jr.
myself.
Yeah,
Who would have
Brian.
ever thought the
AEW
guy
now,
that
Lee
pulled
Moriarty
lollipops out of his
as
underwear
well.
and stuck him in people's mouths would
Yeah.
be canceled for something sexual.
Right.
Sam Adonis. We got a lot of great names that have come through that tournament.
We got Matt Cross in this one.
Yeah, this
Alexander
year,
Hammerstone.
we got
Jake
Matt-
something.
Matt Cross versus Cole Carter, Jake Something versus Alexander Hammerstone, Anthony Green versus Atticus Cogar, and Bill Collier, who you may have seen in AEW Dark a couple times. And
Big time.
And Spencer Slade. Yeah.
So big
Fear the
names.
gear.
CJ,
Yes.
Doc, they know a lot more about,
They're both going to be great shows. Obviously, I'm going to tell you to come to IWC.
And obviously, I'm going to tell you to come to RWA. But, I mean, when you have a huge tournament like the Super Indy 8, I'm not going to sit here and take anything away from it. That is a very prestigious tournament that has happened all in Pittsburgh for years. Unfortunately, RWA with the what do I say? The pandemic, we got started late. Of course, we accidentally. There's a couple of things where they double booked. I don't do the
Chucky fucking T.
You're the
Yes,
voice.
sir.
You're the voice. You're the voice. So we got great stuff going on. In,
MLW's awesome, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
Facade has been wrestling forever.
Got a lot of guys.
Thank you, Kelly, for the
Yeah,
Well,
he's
well,
actually, people don't know this, but Facade is 93 years old.
Yeah, right? He's a
Poor
fucking
guy.
ninja.
He
He's a
ages in
fucking
turtle
ninja.
years.
MLW, yes, we talked a little bit about that.
Beastman, a friend of mine, Beastman, was just signed by MLW.
me too.
So congratulations to him.
Yeah.
The Doza.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. He's a good dude.
He's been busting his ass for over a decade. He definitely deserves it.
Oh,
And
shizzle.
somebody who literally, he worked one of the first RWA shows and came back and asked for advice from everybody, even people he shouldn't have asked advice from.
Yeah, and that's how you fucking do it.
And literally every single show, the dude got better and better.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I yelled at him numerous times when I was booking RWA.
I remember those
and
days.
every time I yelled at him, he wasn't the little pissant that would go cry about it or anything like that. He would be like, all right, man, I got you. And he would constantly try to do better. And then he was always self-conscious about his body and his gimmick. And then he embraces doing Beastman, wearing a freaking loincloth.
It works.
And
It works. God damn it.
Best damn character on the indies for a while.
Right?
And that's another thing. Another thing I was thrown off
He's
about Bobby
masterful.
Fish, and you know what's really cool? Crushing Kelly actually came up with this one. The simple fact is Bobby Fish is actually in the upper cup for MLW. I remember that. I remember seeing that, and I was like, so again, that forbidden door swinging so
we
many
haven't
ways.
seen
And
it
that's
as
why-
much
Like I
lately,
said, Bobby Fish is a great dude and a
gonna
hell of a
crack that
worker.
there.
I've been able to have a couple libations with him in the days. Chris Bay joining
They were
Bullet
worried
Club.
about DH.
That'd actually be pretty interesting to see.
I don't know enough about him to Northeast Wrestling. Is that I think they just did a joint show with us at Ross Draver Ice Garden. If that's the same Northeast Wrestling. Mike Lombardi, I believe, is the guy's name. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't remember.
Riley wants to be in one of them tournaments. Hey,
Hell
keep
yeah.
training, brother. Keep training. You might be in Super Indy 21, 22, 23. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's all that I have, folks. I mean, we went through a lot of good stuff.
I think so.
I don't know if you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Leave us some comments if you got any questions for the guys. We're over here for a couple more minutes. Shoot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could sit here and bullshit with these guys literally all night.
I'm gonna end with this because I if you haven't noticed, I've been working through this whole podcast.
Yeah.
But one, watch heels. You're
Yes,
doing yourself a disservice.
Blaze.
I got to get the
Yeah, I'm gonna have
stars,
to
man.
watch it.
I just don't have it.
I don't have stars.
You should be watching Sammy Guevara's blog, and you should be watching Being the Elite if you are a true wrestling fan.
Yes.
Yep.
They are fun. They are something different, and they actually build a lot of storylines off of there that make it to Dark and then make it to AEW if you're a fan. 3, Rampage needs to go live and be 2 hours.
Me too. I wish it was.
Agreed.
Agreed.
That is the biggest hindrance right now that they have with that. And I think it's going to happen whenever they switch Dynamite over to TBS.
Uh-huh.
They need to cut the 3rd hour off of Raw and hire Bully Ray. I am starting a campaign.
It'll never.
I
It'll
heard
never
Rampage was going to be live like
Hire
before
Bully Ray.
pay-per-views. Like
It'll
as a lead
never
into
So
happen.
you have
everything
2
they're
campaigns
bringing.
right now going. You got the Doc for AEW, and then you
What
got
about
Bully
me
Ray
for
for WWE.
AEW?
Yeah.
Fuckface.
Doc and CJ for AEW. Is that
Willer
better?
Yuta, yes.
Okay.
Willer Yuta.
Chat's
Yeah.
on fire. You guys are
I love
I
it.
don't
awesome,
care which one
man.
of you sons of bitches get a job. I just want it in, so go for it.
Me fucking too, and I already.
All right, hey guys, thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for Blaze for putting all this stuff together.
Yes.
These last
Fucking
couple
great
weeks
job.
have been a hectic thing for me, but we're soon going to have
Likewise.
new logos. Right now, the podcast studio is about to be painted, and we will eventually be doing this live with all of us in the same room.
Love it.
And somebody's
Can't
getting
wait.
super kicked.
It's gonna be Doc.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Please share with
Yes.
your friends. If you have friends who are into wrestling, tell them to check out Blaze's channel. Tell them to check out his creative character wrestling.
Add us all on Twitter. Ask
I
questions.
may
All that
post
good
on
shit.
Twitter sometime in the next 6 months. I'm not sure.
I
But
may or may
It's
not.
a work in
but
progress, as I
Yes.
said, and eventually make sure you guys subscribe to the WrestleSense YouTube channel where we will end
Please.
up
Yes.
in the
Please,
future. We need to
please.
build that channel first. The way
Yes.
a lot of you guys out there have your own channels, you know it takes a while to build the channel.
Let us know in the comments if you guys would want to see us do some stupid ass watch alongs. And I'm not even talking about like current wrestling. Like I want to watch No Holds Barred with Hulk
Fucking
Hogan
right.
and Zeus and comment on it. Like we should have. If you guys want to see us do a wrestler movie, and I'm talking like the old shitty ones, like Roddy Piper's Body Slam and No Holds Barred. And
No
shit like
Holds
that.
Barred is a
Yeah.
fucking classic.
If you guys want to see some content like that on the YouTube channel, put it in the comments. Tell us yes.
Yes.
Give us some interest to make it worth doing, and we will get drunk and watch stupid movies and make fun of them.
Fucking right. Well, you guys will get drunk. I won't.
I'm gonna try to watch.
No,
Fight
CJ's
Night
drunk
tonight.
on life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, big shout out to everybody who stopped by. Drum Monkey,
Yes,
praise
thank
to you,
you.
my friend. Grinder Gang, Machete, Wally, Earl Cole. I appreciate you, my friend. I know he does a podcast as well. Grinder Gang, he does, we call it the Conversation, spelled C-A-W, Conversation, where we talk about the creative wrestler a little more and cutting promos and having your own channel, all that stuff. It's a great type of podcast as well. Each and every one of you guys, I appreciate you all.
Jimmy King, baby.
We might be
Sorry.
back, who knows, next Thursday to following Thursday. Just stay tuned. And don't
I
forget,
will
Leaning
root
Towards Death
you.
Wrestling. We'll be live here in momentarily. As soon as this is done, we will be live for LTD Wrestling tonight. The Red October tournament start tonight. I hope to see you
Cool.
guys there.
About to piss my
Last
fucking
words.
pants.
Ray got his last words in. Doc, any last words from you, my friend?
Hey, like I said, if there's wherever you guys are from in the chat, go to your support your local promotions, man. Support your local promotions. That way it gets word, and then guys that are busting their ass in that ring are going to be, they have a chance to get signed. So,
Fucking right.
support your local wrestling
Fuck
promotions.
Eazy-E.
CJ, I'm sure he echoes that. But anything else from you
Absolutely.
there, Snapshot?
Nothing, because I'm about to piss my pants.
All right, there
All
you go. Now it's a party.
Dude,
Ladies
I'm
and
below
gentlemen.
you. No.
Hopefully we made a
Golden
little
shower,
sense
baby.
of wrestling in our own little way. It's going to be a different type of podcast, folks. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun. That's what I got to
Fucking
say.
right.
All right, there you
You
go.
watch your
Peace,
goddamn
everybody.
mouth.
See you soon. See you in my streams.